Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Real Madrid 3, AC Milan 2, the first match review of the new season. And well, that was a very high intensity and very, you know, what do we call it? Both sides were at it. Um, and Yeah, Real Madrid come from behind to beat AC Milan 3-2. Before we get into the video, however, I just want to apologize for this late video. It was meant to come out yesterday, actually, but just a bit late. But let's get on with it. Real Madrid 3, AC Milan 2, like I said. Overall, it was very exciting. Jude Bellingham made his debut. We saw Fran García make his debut as well, and Brahim as well. Of course, let me just bring the lineup in. I don't actually believe that this preseason game is too important to determine how good Bellingham was, or how good Fran García was, or how good Brahim was, because even though they were deemed good by some people, right? Like, okay, some people will be like, oh, Bellingham was a 9 out of 10, but obviously we don't want to look into things too much yet. Of course, I expect Jude Bellingham to be the next big thing, and I hope he's the next big thing, but don't put too much pressure on the player just yet. Of course, Jude Bellingham has to settle in. Of course, Fran García has to settle in as well. But the starting 11, we had Lunin in goal, who played the full 90. I was surprised Courtois didn't start, but also he didn't even come on, which was very surprising. With the back four, Lucas Vazquez, Militao, Nacho, and Ferland Mendy, all four came off. In fact, the whole team came off except for Valverde and Lunin. With Cruz, Valverde, Camavinga, and Bellingham as a 4 in the midfield. And then we had Brahim and then Joselu up top. Also came off. And then Carvajal, Alaba, Vinicius Jr., Modric, Rodrigo, Tchouaméni, Fran García, Rudiger, and Nico Paz came on as well. So that was that. Arda Güler, obviously we talked about it like yesterday, 2 days ago. That leg discomfort, meaning that he was out. And again, reports are coming out saying that he could be out against Manchester United as well. So let's see what happens. But overall, some great goals scored. Milan actually surprised me because I predicted 2-2, right, in my preview. And it was actually 2-2 up until Vinicius Jr. scored. But Milan were actually 2-0 up at halftime. And I was like, wait, what? I was checking my phone because it was like in the morning. I checked my phone about, obviously 45 minutes after the game got kicked off. At halftime, Milan were 2-0 up. A fantastic header by Tomori off the corner. Heads it in. No one was trying to attack that ball. And Tomori just jumps. He's the only player who wants that ball. He gets it. He heads it in. It's 1-0. Simple finish. Simple header. Deserved for Milan. Because both sides were going at it. It wasn't like Milan were dominating. It wasn't like Real Madrid were dominating. It was a very even game. That's why it was a 3-2. And then Luca Romero takes one touch and then just volleys it home to make it 2-0 just before halftime. And it was, very, almost feels like it was, some parts of last season where defensively we were not there. Of course, like I said earlier on, it's pre-season. You can't really take too much out of it. But to go 2-0 down after 45 minutes to AC Milan, who are a good side, let's be honest, let's not discredit AC Milan, but I thought we would do better than what we did after 45. Let's be honest here. Like, if you're a Real Madrid fan, and I'll be honest, like, I was actually kind of disappointed, maybe you could say that, but also a bit surprised that we were 2-0 down after 45. If you're 1-0 down, I was like, okay, fair enough. But I thought it might have been a 1-0 to Real Madrid or a draw. I really thought that after 45 minutes, maybe it could have been different. But it was 2-0 to Milan. But what I really, really appreciated from the players was that fighting spirit to get back at it, to, be 2-0 down and then to win 3-2. Valverde, 2 great goals from Fede Valverde. Of course, last season, before that World Cup, we know what kind of player Fede Valverde is. And, we know he likes scoring from distance. Both goals from him was from distance. The first goal, incredible, just carries the ball and then just shoots from far. Through the legs of the keeper, I believe. And then the second shot, Milan just give the ball away too easily there. I've got to be honest, like, just too easily. Valverde actually, fair enough to, the work rate to try to get the ball, to try to intercept that ball, intercepts the loose ball, and then drills it from distance as well. 2-2. And then Modric pings this long ball forward for Vinicius Junior to chase. He's up, in a sprint with Simon Kjær. He's always going to win it. And then obviously wins it and then scores to win the game 3-2. On the new signings, personally, I was very impressed with Jude Bellingham. I thought he had a couple of moments. He had that one shot that was blocked by the Milan player. He had another shot as well. But again, I think what Jude Bellingham is almost seen as to everybody is an attacking player. I see him as an 8, like that 8 role. And of course, he likes to push forward. He likes to go forward, get a shot off, or get a cross in, or something like that. But let's not, pressure this player so much, because he's 20 and he's coming to the biggest club in the world. He's coming to a club where everything is, the weight of wearing that shirt is obviously massive. Let's not pressure him. Let's support him instead of saying things like, he didn't score, or he didn't assist, or he wasn't good. Let's just stand by him, because this is the case with Aurélien Tchouaméni. One season in, he had an underwhelming season and everyone's going at him. Like, let's not do that with Jude Bellingham. Let's actually support him. He's one of Real Madrid's talented players for the future, for the next 5 years or so. You have to support this player through it. And that is what a real fan base is. So, I'm absolutely delighted with what I'm seeing with him. Brahim Diaz had a good game, of course, against his former side. And Fran García came on and had a pretty good game as well. He's quick, he's strong. Of course, what you really, really want out of a left back. But of course, the development still needs to be there. Of course, he's obviously new to this environment. Of course, he was at Real Madrid in the past, but he left and then he went to Rayo Vallecano, where essentially he was never really pressurized to be that kind of player. If he is going to be one of the more crucial players for Real Madrid in the upcoming years, that pressure will get to him. Like, that will. Because every player that wears that Real Madrid shirt will have the pressure from the club, from the fans. That pressure to do well, the pressure to put a 10 out of 10 every match, every game is there with that shirt. So you have to, stand with the player. You have to be there with the player. But Fran García was actually quite impressive. Overall, the team for me was very impressive. I'm looking forward really to the Manchester United game. Like, out of the 4 games, I'm very interested in Man United. Of course, as Toni Kroos said, El Clasico can never be just a friendly. And Toni Kroos also said that Man United will probably have a big fan base in, obviously the States as well. But I'm looking forward to those games. Again, we also have Juventus. You can't forget that as well. But AC Milan, they look good. They look good. We saw new faces making their debut. I mean, we saw Pulisic make his debut, and yeah, just some talented players as well. I'm pretty sure Luka Romero is like 18 or 19 or something like that. Crazy. But yeah, super impressed with Real Madrid's first game. Of course, the first 45 wasn't as impressive, but the second half, Real Madrid really turned things on. And this really sums up the mentality of Real Madrid. That even if you're going through bad times, even if you're not playing and winning, you somehow find a way to get the job done. And I know it's pre-season, but we've seen it so many times now that we're almost into it. Like, the fans are actually starting to really, really believe that maybe there is this mentality, maybe there is this spirit that just unites these players together. When you are down, you go and you play as a team and you get through that tough times, and then you come back and win. It almost seems that way, doesn't it? But yeah, 5 goals. What more can we ask for? 2 absolute screamers from Valverde. A really, really good finish from Vinny Jr., let's not forget. And yeah, I mean, it's only the first game, it's only pre-season, we can't really judge too much from it, like I said, but it's great signs. Next up, we've got Manchester United, of course. Let's not forget, Man United, Casemiro and Varane, right? Let's not forget. But yeah, it'll be great seeing those two again. But I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Again, if you guys can tell, these previews and reviews are kind of changing this season, so I'm trying to do something different with these. So if you guys have any ideas, let me know down below. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Hit the like button when you did, subscribe, turn the notifications on already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.